Hello, Straight Shoes family. We're back, and today is a sad day. It's May 27, 2024, and we found out one of our legends in the game has passed away today. Bill Walton,
legend.
He's died at the age of 71, and he was having a long battle with cancer, and unfortunately, he succumbed today.
Man, rest in peace, Bill Walton. Definitely one of the legends, man. NBA champion in the 70s. I want to say 77, right?
Yeah, that was 77. Unfortunately against us, but kudos to him.
Cooked the Sixers. He was like the 70s version of Nikola Jokic, if you didn't know.
Yeah, man. Finals MVP. He ended up going to the Celtics, being Sixth Man of the Year, winning more championships with them. And he's a great player, man. Another legendary player that we lost.
Legend in the game, for sure. We just found this out too, so no real details, but we will keep y'all updated on it.
Yeah, found out like a couple hours ago.
Facts.
But thing we want to jump into today, Caitlin Clark again, man.
The hate
continues.
And as for what reason, I had no idea. Like, I'm befuddled.
Me too. That's a good word. I like that.
Because it's like, this is what y'all been asking for this whole time. As, WNBA players, women's basketball players, y'all been asking for equal pay, more money and everything like that. And like, this is the beginning of it right now. It's starting with Caitlin Clark. It's like, y'all want it, but y'all don't want it to be her.
Right. And
but y'all don't get. I mean, it's going to have to start somewhere and with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's starting with her. And not just her. It's like she's spearheading, of course, she's the one. But Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, all of them. Like, this draft class, I've been saying it for a minute. Like, this is the golden age of women's basketball.
True.
And this is the most legendary women's draft class in the WNBA just because of the impact that it's having on the league.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so the hate has went not just from the players themselves, but it's making like national television. We have ladies from The View talking about Caitlin has pretty privilege, white privilege, tall privilege. And I know she wasn't aiming all those things at Caitlin besides the white privilege. I think that's the most prevalent thing she was talking about.
Right.
Because, I mean, she's not tall. She's regular height for, WNBA player. And pretty, that's subjective. I don't think, she's extremely beautiful or anything.
I mean,
so
she's cool. She's like drop dead gorgeous.
Right. She's cool. She's, whatever. But we know it's the white thing. That's the most important part of that piece. And, I mean, like you said, it has to start with somebody. So who cares? I mean, what if she was Asian? Then what? They'd have been like, oh, it's just because she Asian foreigner.
It would have been anything. It's because, I guess, because it's not them. That's what it felt like.
That's what it boiled down to. Because it wasn't you.
It started with a college player, basically.
Yeah.
It wasn't a WNBA player.
Right. And I get that. Sometimes, these players, they do get very much hyped up before they even get drafted. Right. I mean, we go back, but lots of them, not lots, not all, but some of them do become the great legend that they were projected to be. Like, look at LeBron.
Yeah, in fact.
He came out the gate, shoe deal, everything, hadn't played.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was $90 million. Nike gave him $90 million straight out of high school.
Before he played the game.
And he was the successor to MJ as far as them looking at somebody that be the face of the league.
And carry the league, absolutely, yep.
So Caitlin is, this league has never been carried by anyone. Nobody, they haven't really had a face of the league that really brought the attention to the league the way it's getting now.
The only player I can think of from back in the day, probably was the most popular player, was Lisa Leslie.
Well, yeah, Lisa Leslie.
There was a lot of them back then. You go back to...
Yeah, but see, there was the OGs of the game. They was back there like, it's kind of like thinking like, trying to say like Wilt and Bill
was carrying
the face of the league, which they were for their time. But, we talking about the modern era, but for women's basketball, this is now the modern era.
Right.
I mean, it's been around, 30 some odd years?
27, I believe. 96.
96.
So
yeah, almost 30 years. My bad. It's almost 30 years. So, yeah, because she said the first game was played in 97. So, yeah. Yeah, almost 30 years without a legitimate face of the league that's really getting the viewership, selling out tickets, selling out jerseys. You know,
right? And it's like, man, it's not pretty privilege, it's not white privilege, it's none of that. It's the fact that she can hoop. What she was doing on the college level, we ain't seen it she was good. Of course, you got Kelsey Plowno, she had the record before him. But I'm just talking about her style of play, and that's why the fans gravitated to it. It was, to be honest, that's what we like. And let's just go to the men's league. Yeah. With Steph Curry and Kyrie and the guards, and Luka and all on the way they dribbling and shooting these threes off the dribbling stuff. She was doing that on the college level, so it's just this looked like what we be watching on the regular anyway. Exactly. And it was fire. She was out here breaking records and all that. So it's just it's her game that got her this far. It's not nothing else to do with nothing else.
Yeah, you mentioned a very important part in that too. Because think about, for the fans at home, think about how Steph Curry is so relatable to everybody.
Right.
You know, not everybody can be MJ, Kobe, LeBron. You're not gonna be this athletic freak.
6'9" demigod jumping off the building. Everybody can't do
body like you built in a lab. You're not gonna be any of that, or you're not gonna be big and huge like Shaq, or super tall like Wemby and lanky, or KD. Anybody could get out there and shoot the ball and handle the ball. And that's the same appeal that Steph Curry brought to the game. That's what Caitlin is bringing to the women's game.
Yep. And that's why she's a cash cow. That's the reason why she's getting all these endorsements. That's the reason why they putting all this money behind her. It wasn't there before. She the one that opened the door for that. It had to start with somebody. It's starting with her.
Right.
A'ja Wilson, and she tough. She the best player in the league right now. But I was seeing people mad at Caitlin Clark for getting a shoe deal before A'ja Wilson. And even though A'ja better, unfortunately, she just ain't have as many eyes on her. So if I'm Nike, I'm looking at what's going to bring in the most money. Yeah. Who got the bigger fan base?
Exactly.
That's just what it is. Who got the bigger fan base? Now, I'm glad A'ja got this shoe deal because she definitely deserves it. She's the best player in the league right now, killing right now.
Yeah.
She dominating.
Yeah.
So, well deserved. But it's if you just using common sense, hey, who going to bring in this money real quick? It's a no-brainer. She probably won let alone basketball or a woman. She's one of the most popular athletes in the world, period, right now. So it just makes sense to put money behind her.
Right. So my message is, man, y'all gotta stop the hate, man. Y'all gotta embrace this young girl. Embrace her whole rookie class, because I also see, you showed the other day when they
Angel Reese.
Cheap shot at Angel Reese.
Yep.
These girls is a new breed, man. They gonna bring y'all the attention y'all wanted, the money y'all wanted. Everything, man.
Think about it. They never had a private, they flying private.
Right. The private jet, they didn't even have that.
They flying private. Arenas is being sold out. Jerseys are being sold out.
Right.
Season tickets being sold out. If y'all don't see the correlation between Caitlin Clark and this new draft class, the Angel Reese's, the Cameron Brinks, the Rakia Jack, all of them, if y'all don't see the correlation between, hey, they coming and all this is coming with them.
Exactly.
This is what, just appreciate it, because this is what y'all's fighting for.
Right.
I don't know what form y'all thought it was going to take, but it's right in front of y'all. What y'all been praying for, what y'all been asking for all these years, is right in front of y'all, working.
Exactly.
And it's just y'all finding, what's the fumble the bag? Y'all trying to find a way to fumble the bag.
Right. After all this begging, pleading.
Yeah. They kind of doing what the old heads was doing to these young boys now. And they be like, oh, y'all soft, y'all ain't playing the games, y'all making all this money and all that kind of stuff like that. That's what they kind of doing. But that was coming from players that played in the 90s and the 80s that didn't play in this era, that didn't reap the benefits of it. Yeah. But the difference with the women in the WNBA is y'all still playing. Y'all about to reap the benefits of this. Right. And y'all still being yo, nah, not her. It's y'all about to get paid too.
Yeah.
It's not like y'all already retired and it's just oh, I missed out on the bag. Y'all about to get part of the bag.
Exactly. How can you hate on that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But stop the hate, man. Just enjoy what's going on right now. Reap the benefits. It's only going to get better from here, because it's not just Caitlin Clark. Of course, like I said, she the one that's the front runner. She's spearheading it. She the one that they putting the most money behind. But Angel Reese, the rest of this draft class and the ones that come, like when Paige Buckers and Juju Watkins get into the league. It's just gonna keep getting better and better.
And they're already established stars. I mean,
yeah,
you know, obviously when they're in their finals and stuff like that, we know Caitlin and them, they got their years off from being in the finals. Their team's not good enough. That's why they got drafted so high. But teams like the Aces with Asia, like
the Liberty, UNESCO, Sabrina, for sure, they tough. Like, man, just enjoy it, man. Y'all gonna
all come up, man. What they say, the rising tide raises all boats. So
y'all all about to eat, man.
Yeah,
enjoy it.